Okay, in this video we'll learn how to use Netbeans to create a simple interface using the what you see is what you get editor. So first of all, let's start off with a project. I have already created a project called Simple Counter, and I'm going to create a JFrame form. Okay, so with this JFrame form, you will then be able to create an interface from it. So I'm going to call this my GUI, okay, or I'm going to call this counter GUI. Okay, so I'm going to finish it. Okay, now I have this design. You can actually see at the top here there is 3 tabs: source, design, history. So you can see the source, there are many codes that is actually hidden from you, which they are auto generated, so don't change them. This is the part, don't change it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to use the design. We're going to make a label first. You can see the right side here, there are many palettes, items in the palettes that you can use them to design your interface. We have the label, can drag this in. Okay, then we have a text field, okay, and we'll have a button. Okay, so these are the 3 things that we likely need to use it. For the first one, the label, I'm going to go to the property. Okay, you can see I'm going to change them. Okay, this is the code name. I'm going to change this label to just say my txt label. Okay, and I'm going to go to the property and change the text to simple counter. Okay, so you can see now this is the one which I'm going to make it into my label lah. So I'm going to make this one very big because I want it to be my title, and I'm going to make it okay, so I'm going to set the alignment. Okay, so this is my application alignment. I need to select this. You can see I'll reach this, snap it, then I put it on the top here, and I'm going to set the font. I'm going to set it to slightly bigger, maybe 36, and it's bold, and I click OK. You can see this simple counter now is bigger, and I would want it to be center in terms of the alignment. So I have to scroll down to look for horizontal alignment. Currently it's set to leading. I'm going to set it to center. You can see this simple counter now is in the center. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this text field. I'm going to put in the center. So to make all this in the center, right, I will need to do a few things. Let's resize it first. Okay, let's put it here, and my button, I want it slightly bigger, and I want to set the text to be click me. Okay, and my text view here, I want it to be okay, so if you double click, it goes to the code, which I don't want this. I want to go back to my design. I'm going to select this, I go to the text, and I type 0. I'm going to make this to display 0 at the start, and I'm going to set the font very big to 48 and bold. Okay, so you can see now it's here, and I want the horizontal alignment to be center. Okay, this one I will want it to be slightly bigger, maybe 24, and it's also bold. Okay, so now you can see 3 of them, they're not aligned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these 3, hold shift. Okay, so hold shift, select these 3. Then at the top here, you can see there's a center horizontally. Okay, which this one you can see is not doing that well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to select this one first, then this, and then I set horizontal, or I'm going to select including the entire interface, and I can't now. Okay, so now let's make this one, select these 2 first, horizontal in the center. Okay, now it's horizontal in the center already. So I have to select this, and followed by the last one, horizontal in the center. Okay, instead of the top one. So now you can see now I just need to shift this a little bit down. Okay, then I have my layout that I want it to be lah. Okay, so now you can see it's a bit off. Select this tree again, and wait. So top followed by down. Okay. Okay, let's horizontal again. Looks like it's a bit cranky now. Nevertheless, I'm going to move it like that. Okay, now you can see it's finally listening to me and then setting it to the center. So once I've done the layout, I want to make a few things. I need to rename them. This text field here, I'm going to set the variable name. Okay, I'm going to call this txt counter for my later use, and this button I'm going to call it btn button click me. Okay, so I have these three things. Now I named them already. Okay, in the property, but of course we will need an object to actually store all this information. So what I'm going to do is go to the default package, right click, new. I'm going to create a Java class. This class I'm going to call it counter. So with this counter, I'm going to create a constructor. I'm going to first, before I write a constructor, let's create a variable to store the count. Okay, variable integer I count. Okay, then we have a constructor. Okay, then I count will be 0 when it's being constructed, and we'll have two function. One is to return get count and return this I count to it. The other one is to change the count, okay, which will return nothing. We'll set or change count. Okay, then let's then change count. We can have an integer to set the variation they want to change. Okay, so now I'm going to have I count plus equal to the change. Okay, now I'm going to also have another to set the count. Then set to the to set or set to. Okay, so I count equal to. Okay, so now I have this set count, change count, and in fact I can use my constructor to do this. Set count 0. Okay, so this is how I set it. Okay, now let's go back to the counter GUI now. Okay, I will need to first set an event for this. So I'm going to select this button, go to the event, and let's go down to the mouse click. Here, let's button click me, mouse click. Okay, so I add this. It will automatically add a button for me, a function. This is an event. listener. So after that, you already add the event listener, and followed by this is the one that you will trigger lah. So what we are going to do now is to add something here. So before we do this, we need to go to our main. Before we run it, let's run the counter. Okay, so maybe at the constructor here, we will create, let's store a value. So counter object counter equal new. No, I'll just store this here. So when we construct this GUI, we'll create a new object, new counter. Okay. So when the button trigger click, we will set the object counter, change the count by 1. Okay, then we will take the text field. Just now we created a text field, right? Let's go to the design again. Look at this text field. This is called txt counter. So I'm gonna go to my source again. Txt counter equal txt counter set text. Okay, then I'm gonna put this, because I want to make it to a string, so I'm going to put a string, add to my object counter, get count, okay, return a count, and let's save it and let's try. Okay, so I want my counter GUI to be the main class. Okay, now if I click, you can see it's a very simple counter, and that's how you use the GUI. In the next video, we will learn how to use more things in JFrame. Okay, thank you. I'll see you in my next video.